Riveting content. Empowering your life. Welcome to the Sphere. This episode is sponsored by Elite Dental Wellness. At Elite Dental Wellness, Dr. Ashandra Batiste understands that one of the biggest obstacles is dental fear. The vision at Elite Dental Wellness is to ensure every patient is treated with respect, ultimate care, patience, and love. Call us today to make an appointment at area code 713-789-8680. Looking to advertise? Join the Sphere's vast demographic reach of thousands of people all over the world. Send an email today to advertise@thesphere.tv or call us at area code 832-772-7789. KOG and Company. Are your unique gifts and talents changing the world? Do you desire to belong to a community of unity? Visit KOGpassion.com to learn more about the Unleash Your Dopeness movement.
Hello, everyone. This is LaShonda Johnson, your certified financial educator and also the co-founder of the Houston Housewives of Finance. Welcome back to the Money Factor here on Money Mondays. And today I have a fabulous show lined up for you guys. Tony's not with me today. However, I have a very, very special guest. And so a little bit about this guy. We kind of touch base with each other on LinkedIn. LinkedIn is a wonderful place to meet professional people and also to kind of piggyback off of each other and learn from each other. I just love it. And so we connected there. And so in connecting there, I reached out to him. So he reached back out to me and we had a dialogue going on. And long story short, he is here with me today. So what I'm going to try not to do is completely chop up his name. So you guys, with great pleasure, I want to introduce to you my guest host today. His name is Joe Mastriano.
Yes.
Joe Mastriano. Yeah, I got it right.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Joe Mastriano, CPA.
Yes, we have to make sure we add on the CPA. We cannot leave the CPA off.
Okay.
So I'm really excited to have him with us today because, as you guys know, September is Life Insurance Awareness Month. So if you follow me on any social media outlets, that would be Instagram, LinkedIn, or Facebook, you know I've had my messages going all month long, and they will not stop as long as this is September is Life Insurance Awareness Month. So I have tips that I'm passing out each month. And so we've talked a little bit, or I talked a little bit in my tips about, business purposes of life insurance and also tax advantages and things like that. So, you know me, I try to stay in my lane. I have an expert here to talk about, tax advantages and things like that. So we're just going to kind of piggyback off each other this morning. So let's get started. So Joe, tell everybody about yourself, what you do, how long you've been in practice, where you're from.
Okay. Well, I grew up in East New York in Brooklyn.
We can hear it.
And it was kind of a rough neighborhood, and we learned how to survive. And I took those talents into helping people with IRS problems. Because when I started in Houston in 1980, when I started my CPA firm, I noticed that the IRS was really taking advantage of people. It didn't matter who you are or who you hired. They were just making up rules as they went along.
And when was this?
1980.
1980.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so I decided that I was going to help people. It was my own little helping profession. Mm-hmm. And so I decided I would do the most cases. Mm-hmm. I quit counting cases after about 3,000. I've pioneered some of my own stuff. And to this day, because there was a lot of people that were not really helping people. And now it seems like every accounting firm, every debt relief company, every law firm is claiming that they can help people with IRS problems. But what they're really doing is rehashing the information put out by the IRS, and the IRS does not help you. They want you to like behave the way they want to. So I've learned how to prevent audits, even though people take aggressive positions on tax returns. For example, we represent about 12 tax practices before the IRS.
Wow.
We've got attorneys, some partners in big law firms, because you can't practice against the IRS by reading stuff and saying, here, go follow it.
Yes.
So
yes.
I've learned how they operate. I talk to auditors. I talk to collection people. I know people at the IRS and how they operate. So I've developed a way of giving them what they want. And I also have some specialty things I do. Corporations that owe payroll taxes, I've learned to cut it in half without using a bankruptcy or offering compromise. So I love what I do. My heart's in it because I protect people from being victims of either the IRS or these hungry debt relief companies that just want their money, and all they're going to do is read a guide and say, fill out this form.
Wow.
I mean, you can do that. I teach people to do that themselves if they want to also. You know?
Awesome. So as you can see, we brought someone here who's loaded with knowledge this morning to be able to, share this conversation with me for the next hour. And so one of the things that we're going to dive into this morning is, of course, like I said, September is Life Insurance Awareness Month. And so our objective here on the Money Factor and the Houston Housewives of Finance is to make you aware of the benefits of life insurance. I mean, some of them should be obvious, but a lot of people are not, they're not getting it. So, Joe, we're going to start by going into the first article this morning. And this article talks about cut your tax bill with permanent life insurance. Okay, we do know that there's two types. There's term and there's permanent. So we're going to talk about permanent life insurance. And so I just kind of want you to kind of piggyback off of this conversation here. So I'll start off. It says proper tax planning should do two things: reduce your taxes while you're alive, as well as after you die. Would you agree with that?
Absolutely.
Wonderful. Okay, so we're starting off on the right foot.
You bet.
Okay, permanent life insurance gives you the potential to cover these two bases at once. You can transfer your asset income tax and estate tax free to beneficiaries, also build up tax deferred growth and cash inside the policy. And so we're going to kind of jump into that, but let's look a little bit at that. It says permanent life insurance gives you the potential to cover these two bases at once. You can transfer your assets, income tax and estate tax free. So I want to talk a little bit about that.
Okay.
Because I know a lot of people build wealth tax deferred.
Yes.
And when we're talking about permanent life insurance, there are some specific benefits there where it says you can transfer assets and money to your beneficiaries tax free. So talk to us about that.
Okay. Well, actually, first, what I want to say, it's very critical that people have somebody like yourself who understands this, because I know companies, there's a big national company, they have people around the country telling you, get out of your whole life policies and buy term and invest the rest.
Oh,
and their policies are expensive. And they're having people that are not financial counselors tell you what to invest in. And I know someone that I've actually met on LinkedIn too, going around trying to sell people these package deals of retirement benefits with life insurance, and he's telling people that the interest buildup is tax-free, and I had to point out to him that it was tax deferred. It's only the death benefit that's tax-free. So before we start, I wanted to say it's very, very critical that you don't take your advice from just anybody off the street.
Oh, my gosh. Okay, can we get some hand claps on that? Okay, I really appreciate him saying that, because one of my pet peeves, Joe, is that there's a lot of people out here that because they've read a book or they're doing some things based on life experience. They're not licensed, they're not credentialed, and they're also not trained in the matter of finances. Just like I'm not trained in the matter of taxes and things like that. That's why, I have Joe here, who is a certified public accountant. I'm a licensed financial professional. I'm trained consistently. And it is very important that you understand who you're getting your advice from. And that's why our national campaign for financial literacy is so very important. That's this button that you see on this side. That's what this button is about. We're about educating people about their finances so that you can be a proactive participant, attending workshops and classes to give you basic knowledge. So you'll understand, you will have some wherewithal to know if someone's telling you accurate information or not.
Right.
Yes.
Right. See, I have my life and health licenses, but I wouldn't begin to, tell people that I'm an expert at it. I might know tax ramifications as they come up, but, I'm not going to go around saying I'm an expert. In fact, one of the things that I've noticed over the years, I've been doing taxes since I was 19 in the 70s. I worked for H&R Block while I was going to school. And I've watched over the years when tax laws change, life insurance companies make up products within the law that are going to benefit them and the people. So if anybody's trying to peddle a policy saying, hey, this policy's for you, this is a great policy, no, the products are a wide array
of products.
And you have to look at somebody's needs first. And see
oh my
which
gosh,
fit.
Thank you so much, because we're talking to you guys about making sure that you schedule a personal financial strategy. There is many generations and types of policies, but you have to go with what is suitable and affordable for you.
Yes.
And so, hopefully before the month is out, we're going to get into types, but there's many different types.
Yes.
One size does not fit all
No.
when it comes to purchasing life insurance. You need to know that's why that's actually for us workshop number 2 in our national campaign for financial literacy workshops. Workshop number 2 teaches you all about the different types of policies. Once you're educated, then now you can make a more informed decision.
Absolutely.
And you're not expecting someone to instruct you on matters that you don't know about. Get educated. We say that all the time. Get serious and get educated. So I really like that you brought that up, because it is not one size fits all. And just because someone believes in buy term, investor rest doesn't mean that that's a suitable way for you to go.
Exactly.
And so a term is appropriate for some people. Permanent is appropriate for some people. You have to sit down with a professional to determine what is appropriate for you.
That's correct.
And so I really love that you brought that up. That's an excellent point. And going back to what you were saying before, so many people out here that repair credit and do this and that, and they claim to be financial professionals. Just because you repair credit doesn't make you a financial professional. And I have to say that just because you repair credit, and I go back to saying to people also, sometimes we're not in a situation where we need to repair credit. We need to pay people we owe. Let's just be real.
Yeah.
So in some cases are legitimate repairs, but some of us, those are legitimate debts.
Oh, yeah.
And you need to really pay them.
Oh, yeah.
So, but anyway, going back to the article. Let's go back to the article.
Got to balance your budget.
Absolutely. So let's look what it says as far as your beneficiaries. When people think about life insurance, they generally envision how it will help those they leave behind. So first, let's talk about what life insurance does for your family. And it can let you pay for a child's future college education, absolutely. Provide a retirement fund for your spouse, absolutely. Or simply make sure your survivors have the money to live the lifestyle you want for them. Life insurance gives the ability to transfer a policy's death benefit income tax free to beneficiaries, which is what you just said. Okay, no matter how big the death benefit is, 50,000 or 50 million, your beneficiaries won't pay a single cent of income tax on the money they get. What other incentives, what other investments does that?
Nope.
Nope.
None that I know. That's
None.
a huge death benefit.
Absolutely.
That you get tax-free.
Absolutely. And so that is a tremendous way to leave a legacy. That's the best way to leave a legacy
Yes.
that I know.
Yes.
Yes. And I also like to make sure that people know that that is not a rule of insurance companies. That is a rule of the IRS. IRS
That's
made
correct.
that rule.
That is absolutely correct.
Absolutely. So can you share with people that, because some people think, oh, well, the insurance company made that up.
Yeah. No, actually, there's, questions come up a lot about, are the premiums deductible? Is this not deductible? And it varies. And
Yes.
when you start throwing in health, what do you call it, accident policies, under certain circumstances, the premiums can be deductible and then not deductible. And it's the same thing with life insurance. In general, the premiums are not deductible, and
Correct.
you get the benefit of, it's the opposite. Sometimes when you're trying to figure things out, if something's deductible, then it's taxable. And
I love it.
yeah,
Absolutely.
Um,
Net income, tax deferred. Tax exempt. Gross income, tax deferred. So that's a way to look at it. Real quick, we have to go to our first sponsor. We're at that time in the show, Elite Dental Wellness. So we need to make sure that we have that bright smile, and Elite Dental Wellness helps us with that. So at Elite Dental Wellness, our vision is to create a welcoming practice that will offer exceptional dental care and a lifetime of dental wellness. We're committed to the finest possible oral care and the overall health and well-being of our patients. Elite Dental Wellness is built upon a foundation of integrity, expertise, and service. Through our commitment to modern dentistry, continued education, and friendly atmosphere, we strive to make our patients feel that they are part of our family. Dentistry can be scary, daunting, and uncomfortable. Dr. Batiste and her team work tirelessly to ensure your comfort. Make your appointment today with Dr. Chandra Batiste at Elite Dental Wellness by calling 713-789-8680. All right, thanks. That's awesome. Okay, so we've dropped some incredible nuggets for you guys so far this morning. And man, you need to understand that when you are leaving a death benefit for your family through life insurance, again, that's tax exempt.
yes,
No matter what
it
the
is.
amount. So why wouldn't you build up crazy amounts if it's possible for you to leave your family? I mean, it just makes sense.
Oh, yeah.
Because, if they're leaving 401k money, what happens with that, Joe?
Well, it varies. Some of it's taxable, some of it's not taxable. But you don't get the death benefit. The 401k
No.
money, you're depending on the investments to build it up, and the market goes up and down. So very recently, my generation had to tell their kids that, sorry, there's no money for you because we lost our retirement account in the stock market.
So what generation is that? Are you a Gen Xer?
Little bit older. I was born in 55. I'm
Okay.
63, but I run marathons.
Oh, okay. So he's a baby boomer. And so, I like that he brought that up because, man, 2008, people are still recovering. I have clients that are still struggling through that, And like you said, I like that you said you have to deal with market fluctuations. You don't get that death benefit. That death benefit is level.
Yes.
Or it can increase
Yes.
depending on how you set that policy up. You guys, you need to really, I'm telling you, if you want to set your family up for some success, you cannot sleep on life insurance. Don't sleep on it, okay? I know we're at that time that we need to end Facebook Live. Unfortunately, Facebook Live doesn't last forever. It only lasts for 15 minutes. We've gone a little bit over that this morning. But I need you to go right now, this moment, this second, to the Sphere and subscribe. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button. While you're there, you can also jump on to iTunes, over to iTunes, and write a review. We would love for you to do that. We accept all constructive criticism and all the accolades you want to give us as well. And we need you to do something else very important. Share this show. This is very valuable information that you're getting this morning. Every single Monday, we come to you with very valuable information. I think we're now on episode, 117, something crazy like that. So information is huge, and how to apply it is huge also. So we share that with you here on this show. So make sure you share it with the people you know. We don't know who you know, and we don't know who they know either. So you got to share the show. Then while you're there, we provide this show to you completely complimentary, but we would love it if you would become a donation patron. You can do that on a regular basis, or you can donate one time. Either way, we like it. We love it. So go do that right now, this moment, this second. Okay. The show is not ending, but the show will continue, and you'll be able to watch it in its entirety if you subscribe, but Facebook Live is ending. So let's continue. So now let's go back to that article and talk a little bit more about it. It says life insurance gives you the ability to transfer policies, death benefit, income tax free to beneficiaries. We talked about that. For instance, beneficiaries can get walloped by the IRS when they inherit IRAs, tax deferred annuities, and qualified retirement plans. They could end up losing up to 35 cents out of every dollar you leave them to federal income tax. Tell us about that.
Absolutely. And I recently had a few cases where people didn't realize that they got the money, and then all of a sudden they got the tax bill, and not only had they have to pay the taxes, but they had to pay all the interest and all the penalties because they didn't pay it in time. And suddenly there goes a whole annual salary in taxes.
Yep.
It's very sad.
Well, one of the things that I have to say is I tell my clients this all the time that have tax deferred, retirement plans and tax deferred, anything tax deferred. I tell them taxes are transferable. If you don't take care of it in your life, whoever's going to get it is going to take care of it in their life.
Yes.
And so
Yes.
it's important that people understand that, because they think they're getting this gifted.
Yes.
It's not. It's
Unless
not.
it's a death benefit from a life policy.
Unless that's the only way, you guys. That is the only way. I mean, I even recently here, Joe, you can speak to this. I recently had a client that received, some funds through a lawsuit.
Okay.
And contacted me and said, they said I owe taxes on this.
Mm-hmm.
I said, absolutely you do.
Mm-hmm.
You don't receive settlements tax-free.
Some, or it depends if it's in place of salary. For pain and suffering, yes, but a lot of lawsuits, people are out of work, and part of the lawsuit is for loss of wages, and that's fully taxable.
Wow. Okay, you guys, you heard it straight from the tax man here, from the CPA himself. Right. So there's so many things. We just need to understand that Uncle Sam is going to get his.
Oh, absolutely.
One way or the other.
Absolutely. There's very free, this is what gets me a lot too, because some of these people going around peddling insurance just for the commissions that don't understand finance are telling people that there's all these tax benefits, and they're either just not educated or they're lying, and it's just not there. We all, as much as I know about taxes in the IRS, if you looked at my tax return, I pay my full share of taxes. I don't get involved in any tax schemes, or I don't buy things for the purpose of deducting it, because...
Well, it's not gonna... those kind of things, I think they catch up with you.
Yeah, well, they do.
They will catch up with you.
They do.
They will catch up with you. So can you give us a little information about your firm and where you're located, phone number, all that good stuff? I know we have your website.
Yes.
You want to share your website with us?
Well, it's taxproblem.org. I have a trademark. I'm the killer IRS CPA.
Nice. Okay, so if you're watching us, it's there for you to see on the screen. If not, you can go back. And he said, again, it's the killer You're the killer?
Killer IRS.
KillerIRS.org.
CPA. No,
No.
my trademark. I actually have a U.S. trademark.
Wow.
Killer IRS.
Wow. So how does the IRS feel like that about that?
Well, they haven't said a word. I've had it for a while now.
Okay.
You know, as long as they'll take the registration, and then it's all legal. So
Okay. So where are you located?
You know. So I'm not too far from here. I actually used to have an office on Harlan. I'm at Gessner in the Southwest Freeway.
Okay.
And I've been there for many years. I was at the other end of the building in the early 80s, and then I moved over to the part by the freeway. And since...
And ironically, the IRS office is over there, too.
Yeah, well, not by chance. I purposely did it there. They're across the street.
Okay.
And they walk over to my office, and we walk over there. So
that's nice. So you guys have a relationship.
Absolutely.
Okay, so tell our listeners and viewers how they can reach you. What's your phone number, your physical address, all that good stuff?
Okay, the phone number is 713-774-4467. But if they just Google Killer IRS, they'll see me. I'm on a lot of sites on the internet. Tax Problem, one word, TAXPROBLEM.org, O-R-G, is the website. And I'm on LinkedIn too, and I invite people to connect with me on LinkedIn. I do free daily videos with very practical information. I don't just read something and say, here it is, and you could have gotten it by reading something. A lot of it is all based on experience.
Okay, awesome. So that's why we wanted to have him here, because I think he's loaded with that. I've checked him out. You know, we're not going to bring you anybody that doesn't pan out. So I'm very happy to have him here. So let's go to our second sponsor here, which happens to be my favorite, The Sphere. Okay. So are you starting a business and looking for a place to advertise? Do you have a need to reach out to thousands of people across the world to build your brand or sell your product? If so, get your product placement and advertisement needs handled right here at The Sphere. We offer a wide variety of content delivery platforms, including iTunes, Google Play, SoundCloud, within the United States, as well as modern countries across the globe. Our enriched content and inspiring dialogue, coupled with your strategic ad, is surely to hit the mark every single time. Call us today at area code 832-772-7789 or send an email over to advertise@thesphere.tv. So you guys, if you've got boom, for real, a lot is going on here at The Sphere. If you're not here, you're missing out completely. This is the way to go. Podcasts are the future. And if you're not on one, you've been toiling around with the idea of being on one, creating one, getting advertising on a podcast network, The Sphere is the place that you have to be. So we've been here, like I said, this is 117 episodes. We love it. Incredible. You've got to get on board, okay? So give us a call, all right? Now, so let's go back to this article real quick, and let's see what else it has to say, Joe.
Okay.
What's in it for you? The mounting federal deficit. Okay, that should be enough right there. The long-term healthcare crisis and the uncertain future of Social Security and Medicare have put the government safety nets deep into the hole. Okay, and it's probably not going to get better during your lifetime. I don't think so. But you can take comfort in knowing that the tax-deferred growth of cash inside a life insurance policy is not vulnerable to the whims of the people who run Social Security and Medicare. This is money that you could use to supplement your retirement income, pay for medical care, or whatever you wish, regardless of what the government does. That's not all. If you're collecting Social Security income, you might not know that you could have to pay income tax up to 85% of those benefits. Tell us about that.
Well, it definitely won't get better during my lifetime.
Mine either. I don't think mine either. Yeah. So what's this deal with taxes on Social Security benefits? How does that work?
Well, what
or income received during Social Security years?
Well, exactly. At the lower levels, Social Security is not taxable. So there's a
Mm-hmm.
lot of people that believe Social Security is not taxable.
Mm-hmm.
But if you still have other income,
Mm-hmm.
then what we always do is just put the Social Security on the form along with the other income and find out that a portion of it winds up being taxable. So it can get to be taxable with other income. So I always recommend that people don't wait till tax time
To try to figure their lives out.
You get a free Tax Act or TurboTax program. You could throw your numbers in it, and then when you get scared at how much the taxes are, then you can call someone like me. Or
Yes. What's your number?
713-774-4467. Stephanie or Elatrice will take care of you when you call. We're a
Okay.
very friendly office.
Awesome. And you guys, for the personal financial strategy, you have to reach out to myself. I'm LaShonda J at HoustonHousewivesOfFinance.com. You can also text us at 31996. In the text field, make sure you put in Ask HHOF, all one word. Text that to 31996. That's not good enough. You can call 1-844-700-4463. No matter where you are, you can text or call. Also, we have a website. You can go to our website. And on our website, you can go ahead and schedule an appointment right there. Our services are complimentary, so you can schedule an appointment there. You can schedule an appointment for an annual review or for a personal financial strategy. I recommend highly that you have a strategy. You have to know where you're starting and where you're going. And you also have to know what's suitable, what is affordable, and you also need to know what are your options. That's very, very important. And you have to come out to the workshops, you guys. Our National Campaign for Financial Literacy, that's what we're doing through partnership with World System Builder and World Financial Group. You have to be a part of this. Now, it's very important to do it because that's where you're going to get the education. You're going to know what you don't know. And there's so many things that we don't know.
I think that's excellent because it's rare for me to find people like you who want to educate people.
Yes.
Because when people come to me, I tell them a little bit of education about your tax situation goes a long way.
Yes.
And for you to have Housewives of Finance, I wanted to ask you, do you accept members who are housewives who want to learn about finance?
The Housewives of Finance is just a brand.
Okay.
But we help anyone, male, female, students, the whole nine,
Okay.
seniors, whatever. The name came about, Joe, because during the time, the Housewives was pop culture. We happened to be women
Right.
who were financially were financial professionals, and we wanted to something to jump out to people. So the Housewives brand was popular, but we also wanted to see, on TV, the reality housewives are bickering
Yes.
and fighting.
Yes.
We're the totally opposite. We're professional women who help people, but
That's great.
but we have
That's great.
we help anyone, and you don't
Excellent.
have to be a wife to
Excellent.
be a part. I'm not a wife. In fact, I'm not a wife. I'm
Okay.
single. But it's just a brand. But what we do behind the brand is pretty powerful.
Yeah.
And
Great.
so we want to be able to help and support everyone. We do we are a resource for Houston Community College for classes and workshops because they don't have a curriculum for
excellent.
financial education.
Excellent.
And so through our National Campaign for Financial Literacy, we're able to reach the masses, churches, organizations. We also have a nonprofit called the Housewives of Finance Foundation, where we're
Excellent.
reaching out to help
Excellent.
support people with their anything as it relates to educational for personal advancement. And
That's absolutely great. It's
wonderful.
I mean,
Wonderful.
there's so many people out there that take advantage of people
Mm-hmm.
because they sell them insurance, they cheat on tax returns, a little bit of education in this
Goes
area will
so
go
long.
a long way.
It goes such a long way. So speaking of that, you guys got to come out to the workshops. Let me throw in real quick where they are. Starting on Tuesday nights, you can go to Northwest Houston. That's Northwest Financial Center. And that address is 13831 Northwest Freeway. That's Suite 215. That's Tuesday nights at 7 p.m. That's Houston, Texas 77040. That's Tuesday nights at 7 p.m. Tony, my cohort, who's not here today, but Tony will be there. She will be ready to greet you and meet you there Tuesday nights and Saturday mornings as well at 10 a.m. Again, that's 13831 Northwest Freeway, Suite 215. Okay. Now, West Houston, that's my side of town. Okay. And so we're at 11111. That's 5 ones. And that is Katy Freeway, Suite 100. And on Wednesday nights at 7 p.m., there's the workshops, and also Saturday mornings at 10 a.m. Okay, that's Houston, Texas 77079. So Tuesdays we have Northwest Houston, Wednesdays we have West Houston, and also Mondays and Thursdays we're in Pearland. You can come out to Pearland. Okay, 11233 Shadow Creek Parkway. That's suite number 255, and that's Pearland, Texas 77584. And there will be a Housewives affiliate there to greet you there as well. Mondays is an overview, and Thursdays is workshop. So there's no excuse.
That's amazing.
These
right.
are all
You're
free.
All over the place.
We're all over the place. And even if these locations don't work for you, we have several other locations in Houston, and we have workshops throughout the U.S. and in Canada.
Oh, my God. Oh, wow.
So no excuse for you not to get educated. And did I mention these are free workshops?
I think you did.
Free. Complimentary.
Tell them again. It's free.
Complimentary. No excuse. Okay. So make sure you do that. And do you charge for your webinars the little videos you show on your?
Absolutely not.
That's free too.
That's free too. I have a free download on my website. It's a 74-page download, and people have read it and solved their own IRS problems.
My gosh.
Yeah.
So you guys, come on now.
So the knowledge is there. The information is there.
It's there. It's there. So if you're not getting it, whose problem or fault is that? I think yours. So let's go back to the article real quick. All right. So let's see what else this has to say, Joe. It says strategies to use. Irrevocable life insurance trusts. If you and your spouse have a net worth of more than $4 million, take a look at an irrevocable life insurance trust. I definitely think that's a good idea. You make a cash gift to the Irrevocable Life Insurance Trust to purchase a permanent survivorship life insurance policy. And it is the owner, the trust is the owner and the beneficiary of the policy. When the survivor dies, your heirs will not have to pay estate and income taxes on the death benefits. How about that?
Right. The key there is irrevocable. What that means is you give up all ownership rights. You can't direct it anymore, and you don't own it.
The trust owns it.
The trust owns it.
Yes, but if we're talking about $4 million, I think you need to be discussing giving that up into the rights, because we're talking about a lot of taxes of $4 million.
Yeah.
Yes. So yes, that's definitely something. So again, just other things that you guys need to know about life insurance, especially if you're amassing a lot of wealth. Give it away now. If you're not more,
I have a question for you though.
Yes.
Has it? Because I don't. You probably keep up with it. I don't. Is it 11.2 million now that you can exclude from the estate taxes? So if your life.
Well, for 2009, 2019,
okay.
They did change it a bit. Okay. I cannot give you the exact number. We'll get that for you guys and get it out to you. But it did change for 2019.
Yes.
Yes. And I think it changed actually for the better. The percentage went down just a tad bit. It was 39. I think it's 36.
Okay.
Is what you're paying.
Yes.
But
the tax rate.
But the tax rate went down. But how much wealth you've amassed, I think is
I thought
also,
I read 11.2 per parent, so it can be twice that. And
okay, so let's jump in our third ad real quick right now. This is sponsored by KOG and Company. Shout outs to KOG. Are your unique gifts and talents changing the world? Unleash Your Dopeness is a people empowerment movement built to encourage the masses to operate outside of their fears and have the gall to recklessly pursue their dreams and passion in life. I know that's right. Go ahead, KOG. Join thousands of others as we unlock the greatness that dwells inside. Shop dope gear at kogpassion.com. That's K-O-G passion.com and use coupon code DOPE. That's DOPE, you guys, for 10% off exclusive Unleash Your Dopeness apparel. Act now, sizes are selling out fast. I love those hoodies. Yeah, I see what you're saying. I love those hoodies. I have one of those. Those are really great. So shout out to KOG. We're seeing her everywhere. Much success to you, my sister, and keep up the good work. So let's get back to these tips here that they're giving us.
Okay.
The other thing it says here, once more, it says, what's more, you'll reduce your taxable estate by the amount of your gift, and because your loved ones are the owners and beneficiaries of the policy, they won't have to worry about estate or income tax on the death benefit when you die. They also won't have to worry about paying income taxes on the growth of the policy's cash value while you're living. To learn more about this strategy, I'm going to say contact me.
Sure.
Okay. So life insurance solves other tax problems as well. Asset allocation, okay? A lot of people didn't understand this one. There are several versions of permanent life insurance. Some, such as Universal Life, which is the UL, pay a fixed interest rate on the cash within the policy. Others, however, such as Variable Universal Life, VULs, offer dozens of investment options. These might include a large cap stock fund, an international stock fund or bond, or even a real estate fund. So this list, the list is nearly endless. There's a lot you can do in a VUL.
Absolutely.
Yes, and so the VUL, though, you can lose money. So you guys need to understand that as well. Okay, but people like VULs because it lets them play in the market, but they don't have to deal with the taxes.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So that's why they typically jump into VULs that are attached to life insurance. I mean, investing that's attached to life insurance.
Life companies want to meet the needs of people, but also what they want themselves out of it.
Absolutely.
If the stock market is doing really well, which it is now, some people might feel left out if they don't have a variable life policy.
Yes, yes. So for people who still like to, roll the dice and ride the waves of the market, that's available to you as well, attached to life insurance, so you don't have to deal with the taxes. So there we go. Let's go back to the article and see what else it has to say. There's also maxed out retirement plans. Okay, that's the issue for some people. If you've contributed the maximum amount to your 401k and IRA this year, it's important to know that there are no restrictions on how much you can put into permanent life insurance. Plus, you'll at least gain the advantage of tax-deferred growth, and you'll leverage the value of your estate. Remember, however, that if you later take cash out of the policy, you'll have to pay the taxes on your ordinary tax rate. At your ordinary tax rate. So you don't look at this as a substitute for a cash emergency fund. That said, the policy might have a loan provision that lets you borrow from the cash value and thus avoid the tax. So I want to talk about that for a second.
Sure.
So because you talked about that, people understanding that your cash proceeds, because people ask me, well, how are you able, it grows tax deferred.
Yes.
But if you take that cash out, or if you cancel that life insurance policy and you pull that cash out, then now you have to deal with
the interest and the taxability
Correct.
Of that interest at your ordinary rates.
And not only that, you've lost the death benefit if you cancel.
Absolutely.
I mean, which would make...
Why would you want to cancel?
Well, why would you want to do that? So you want to keep that death benefit as long as that death benefit is in place.
In fact, let me just say that there are vanishing premium policies. So if you set up a whole life policy, you could pay your premium for 6 or 7 years, and when that's up, the premiums will get paid out of the cash value in the policy, and you won't have to pay any more premiums for the rest of your life.
Yes.
You won't have to worry about insurability, renewability.
Correct.
It's all set for you.
Those are called 7 pays.
Okay.
7 pays are awesome.
7 pays.
Yes, they allow you to pay up the policy now. That's not available on whole life policies, so to speak. Not all of them. Again, all life insurance policies are not. Are not the same. So again, you got to sit down with a professional. Okay, so on Index Universal Life and some variable policies, these are features that are available, but one size does not fit all. So do sit down with the professional like myself or Tony or any of the other affiliates here at Housewives of Finance, so that we can help advise you properly.
Yeah, I can't emphasize that enough.
Yes.
I've seen people come to my office, and I'm like, why did you get this? Why are you a sole proprietor with a key man policy that didn't make any sense? You don't have other employees. People get sold stuff by agents that look more for the commission than they do for your personal benefit.
Yes, so I'm happy to say that we work mission forward, not commission forward. So, you cannot, it's very important to work with someone that does not work with the commission in mind, but works with the mission in mind. And so we've had the pleasure of helping so many people. I've been in business myself for 9 years, and all of my clients, I have to say that they cannot say that has been the case. We do what's right for the client no matter what. I mean, integrity is everything when you're talking about it. And unfortunately, like you said, Joe, there's a lot of people who carry a license, but they're not educated themselves.
Right.
And so they're just out here passing this along for the bottom line, which is their paycheck. And that's absolutely the wrong thing to do. So that's why you need to get educated yourself, so you understand the differences between.
May I give them a tip as well? Well, I remember when I started out, the commission structure for annuities, if you there's a certain amount of time you have to keep the money in, and if you take it out, they charge you a nice fat percentage.
Well, those are called surrender fees.
Right. If the surrender value, if the surrender period is longer, making people pay more money, there's a bigger commission for the salesperson.
Well, unfortunately, it doesn't work like that anymore.
Oh.
In fact, if a client comes in and pulls anything out too early, or there could be some drawback to the agent, some chargebacks to the agent. So, which is But here's the thing. The thing is, a personal financial strategy is a defined path for you. Mine is different from his is different from mine.
Absolutely.
Yours is different from mine. You have to go through this process. It's not something that you need to be going down a journey. You can't take a journey if you don't know where you're going. We all have to have directions to get to our destination, and that's what that strategy does. But you also need the education to understand what's happening along the journey, And so I think that became more important to people when 2008 hit, and people lost lots of money. I think another thing that made that very important for people is when Enron, people lost their life savings in the Enron scandal. And so the more and more that things begin to happen, I mean, look at Bernie Madoff. We call him Madoff because he made off with a lot of people's money. Even that, there was so many scandals that really forced people to start looking deeper into their finances and being proactively involved.
Well, people have to look at their need for money too, because certain policies, if you have, you're going to be spending money for college on your kids, they're built that way for you at certain periods of time to take money out without a detriment to you. Also certain business policies where the business can borrow the money and use it as a savings.
Absolutely.
So again, the professional I mean, how dare someone just, life policies are not packages off a shelf.
They're not. They're not. You can't go say.
But they're being treated that way.
Oh, I need life insurance. Okay, go over there on aisle 9.
Exactly.
Aisle 9, down aisle 9.
Exactly.
No, okay. And I'm glad that you brought up.
I want the biggest death benefit for the least amount of price.
And something else I wanted to talk about there, it mentioned that you can put unlimited amounts of money. That's not actually accurate. How much money you can dump into life insurance policies is going to be based on your umbrella. And so it used to be that way years ago, but the IRS then changed that. They created the MEC, modified endowment contracts. So there are limitations based on the size of your umbrella. It will determine how much annually you can put in your policy. But the thing I do like is that it has the provision to keep rolling over,
Yes.
which you don't have
Yes.
that catch-up provision in IRAs.
Yes.
So
Yes.
that's another good feature. So real quick, we do want to jump into business uses of life insurance.
Okay.
So we're going to go over to that article real quick, and we're going to talk about that. So let's go there. Now, this is important. This is 5 reasons why it's a good idea for business owners to own life insurance. And let's look at some of those. Number 1, whole life insurance provides an ideal place for business capital, which is what you just mentioned.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, it is.
And I want to, kind of switch this verbiage from whole life to permanent, because whole life is the first version of permanent insurance. There's several versions of permanent insurance now. Each time that a premium is paid into a whole life insurance policy, an increasing percentage of that premium builds cash value. As the contractual owner of the life insurance policy, the business owner has first rights to the cash value. When business expenses arise, the business owner can leverage against the cash value of the policy to satisfy the business expense. Business capital is then redirected back into the life insurance company, making those funds available again for future business expenses. Instead of paying high interest rates to a financial institution, this business owner finances their expenses in a way that allows them to recapture any interest costs that would otherwise pay to someone else. This makes cash flow life insurance the ideal place to store business capital. So that's one of the
Yes.
a huge benefit.
Absolutely, it is. I mean, I've come across people that were short on their taxes and used that money
To pull it out, yeah.
And whereas companies didn't feel comfortable to give them loans to pay
Right.
their taxes.
Right. I say the best place to borrow from is from yourself.
Yes.
That's the best place to borrow
Absolutely.
from. Any interest paid comes back to you. So you definitely want to take advantage of that, because that cash can build up. It can also be used to reinvest back in the business for business expansion.
Yes.
I hadn't even thought about this, but use it to pay taxes that
Yeah.
you owe. Yes. So life insurance can definitely be a repository for you to build cash to use for multiple purposes later. So let's go on to number 2. That was number 1.
And,
number
and you're
2.
less likely to take it out. When
Yeah,
people
because
have
it's
money
not
sitting
something you
in a
can just-
checking account or something, they think
I love
nothing of
it.
taking it out. But if you got to contact your life company to do it, you're going to give it a second thought.
Absolutely. So it helps you to be a little bit more disciplined with the cash that's available. It's not as liquid. It's liquid, but it's
Exactly.
not as liquid. You have to go through some things. So let's go over to number 2. Very good point on that. Okay. Whole life insurance provides business owners with a tool to attract and retain high quality employees. Whenever insurance company issues a policy, they do so because it's determined that the owner of the policy is anticipated to incur a financial loss when the insured passes away. This is what the insurance industry calls the insurable interest. Therefore, as long as the owner of the policy can prove that they have an insurable interest over the insured when the policy is written, the insurance company will issue the policy. Because the business owner will incur financial loss when the employee dies, insurance companies generally allow the business owners have an insurable interest over their employees. So I want to talk about this real quick. Because you talked earlier about Key Life by sole proprietors having Key Life. Well, when there's corporations, a lot of corporations who hire CEOs,
Yes.
CFOs,
Yes.
things of that nature, a part of their package is included
Yes.
with life insurance.
Yes.
That's a business use that they use. So what are the tax advantages of that?
Well, the employer gets to deduct it, I believe, more than $50,000 of face value of the policy, and it becomes taxable income to the employee. But the employee gets to direct those funds as well.
Yes.
So
Yes.
it's great because it's just part of your overall compensation.
Oh my goodness, and it's a win-win for both parties involved.
Absolutely, it is.
Absolutely. So let's go to number 3, because we're running out of time here. Whole life insurance provides a business succession plan where one owner buys another. All business owners deserve to have a solid exit strategy. A whole life policy strategy called a buy-sell agreement provides for an ideal business exit strategy. In this strategy, a whole life policy is purchased for each business owner. When one business owner leaves the business due to death, the surviving owner will use the death benefit proceeds of the life insurance policy to buy the deceased business owner's portion of the business from their estate. So if I don't want to go in partnership with your family, the succession plan, this works perfectly.
Absolutely.
Because again, I'm winning and you're winning too.
And I'll do one better. When that key employee leaves the business and you've forgotten about them 2 years later, when they pass away, you still can cash in on that policy.
You still can cash in on the policy. Absolutely. I mean, I know that some years back there was a lawsuit against Amergy Bank.
Oh, okay.
A wife, she actually sued the Amergy Bank because they had a key man policy on her husband. She didn't have life insurance on her husband. And so she found that out and wanted proceeds from their key man and didn't get it.
Oh, wow.
And the unfortunate thing is she lost because she didn't have a policy on him and she couldn't invade on that key man. Yeah. And so her argument was, well, he was a key man, but he had cancer and then he came back in another position. They don't have to relinquish that policy.
That's right.
And it's a contract. So once he's gone, like you said, you're still able to profit from that. It still replaces that person.
I think it's very important that people don't be closed-minded and think, oh, I know what life insurance can do. It'll stop you from all the things you're missing, which is why you need somebody like yourself.
Oh my gosh. Thank you so much for
you
saying that. Okay, you guys, stop being closed-minded. Open your mind, especially business owners, especially individuals who plan to leave a legacy, especially. No one is exempt. You guys, really, September's Life Insurance Awareness Month. Reach out to me this month. Reach out to us here at Houston Housewives of Finance Official. If it doesn't say official, it's not us. We're on social media outlets, Facebook, of course, Instagram, LinkedIn. We're also on Twitter. You can Google us. We're Googleable. Go to our website. Just do get in touch, okay? I'm LaShonda J at HoustonHousewivesOfFinance.com. Make sure that you call us if you need to, 1-844-700-4463. You can text us at 31996. Put in the message field, ask HHOF. Reach out to us whatever way you can, okay? And what's finally,
Joe
how do they reach you?
Mastriano, CPA, 713-774-4467. Your personal tax returns extensions for 2017 is coming up October 15th.
Yes.
And if you have any unfiled returns, I could show you how to maximize your deductions without increasing your chances of being audited.
Wonderful.
I have a 4-part checklist that to this day, I don't know one person that we used it on who was audited.
Wow. Okay.
Riveting content.
Okay. So it's been an incredible show. I thank you so much for coming.
Thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you so much.
This has been great.
It's been great having you. You guys, again, this is Life Insurance Awareness Month. Don't sleep on life insurance. Keep your mind open. Reach out to us. And for your tax problems and tax solutions, please reach out to Joe here. Thank you so much for tuning in. We'll see you next week, same time, same place, right here on The Money Factor. Bye-bye.